Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This is our fifth meeting. Hello class, we continue. And then contents. Inviting your audience has the benefit of reading at their own pace, visually grasping your organization through paragraph or heading, looking up definition for unfamiliar term, and loving over detailed information. In a speech, your audience doesn't have any visual get first about the organization of the material. To adjust, you must provide clear, audible organizational indicators or signposts. It helps to use language that is relatable, simple, and familiar, and to include vivid imagery and anecdote. Short citation. In a research paper, your credibility is established through research, which is cited in the text as well and with a bibliography or footnote. In a speech, citations are a bit more tricky. If your speech uses research support, you must properly attribute your source. Although they may be included in your written outline, setting a full source citation when delivering your speech can quickly lose your audience. Therefore, you will instead use abbreviated source citation, often with just the publication and dates or the author and the title when citing a book. Visual aids, especially when they rely on complex data or visual information, as they can include graphs, charts, and illustration. In a speech, visual aids are often used to illustrate an idea, folk motion, summarize data, or draw attention to an inferent concept. A visual aid adds interest, can refocus your audience, and can help them remember an important aspect of your speech. If you use a visual aid, consider when to use it in your speech, and what type of visual aid will be illustrated but use season to highlight. The most common visual aid is PowerPoint, but visual aids can also be object or any sort of pictorial representation. For example, a speech about a glitter could use a PowerPoint with a visuals of various forms of a glitter or an actual glitter. Speaker. In the case of an essays, we only perceive the writer or through the style through their writing, unless we have seen them in person or looked them up on the internet. We probably know very little about how they look, what they sound like, and how they carry themselves. Unlike the invisible author of an essay, the speaker is physically and virtually present to deliver the speech. Their friends, dress, posture, confidence, delivery style, and energy level will have profound effect on the audience experience of the event. If you have any question, we can discuss in WhatsApp group. I suggest to read first and then we can discuss. Delivery. When turning out a paper, it doesn't matter if you finish it fine in front or the next viewer. Whether you worry yourself about finishing it or close to completion, the paper will be judged on its quality rather than your emotional and physical state at its completion. In a speech, the quality of delivery will reflect how well it is received, regardless of how briefly it was written and prepared. Verbal and non-verbal cues set the tone and gauge your audience. Even we use the beginning notes or a manuscript, you must be familiar enough with your speech that you have avoid simply reading it. Therefore, you must build in plenty of time to practice. Speech is organized into the three main parts: introduction, body, and conclusion. Introduction. For the first, the introduction of the speech establishes the first crucial context between the speaker and the audience. And then the second, body. In the body, the viewer, the main point, the better conclusion. And then, what are the 7 elements of speech? For the first, what is public speaking? The first, we have the speaker, and then the message, the audience, and the channel, feedback, the noise, the place or situation. And then what makes a good what makes a good speech. Make it concise. A good speech is concise. Make it clear. Make sure that your audience will understand exactly what you say. Avoid bias. Your speech must be as objective as possible. Keep it relevant. Your speech should be interesting for the audience. Thank you. Any questions so far? We can discuss in WhatsApp group. I say that, saya ulangi sekali lagi, apa yang saya sampaikan ini berupa bagian-bagian dari speech, elemen-elemen yang ada di dalam sebuah speech tersebut. Ada content, ada short citation sebagai pendukung, research paper. Kali ini sampaikan research paper, lagi proposal, sometimes seminar. Kita butuh buku-buku referensinya, kita tunjukkan dalam bentuk image and gambar atau link, is okay. Kemudian ada visual aids, itu adalah alat-alat yang bisa mensupport kegiatan penyampaian speech kita. Ya, kemudian ada ya bisa berbentuk banyak macam sekali aplikasi-aplikasi yang bisa mensupport presentation kita atau yang mensupport speech kita. Dalam artian we use PowerPoint for support our speech itself. Kemudian ada summaries data and etc. ya, kayak PowerPoint. Kemudian ada juga chart, Canva ya, to support our speech. And then speaker, pastilah pembicara. Sebagai pembicara kita harus tahu apa yang orang lihat dari internet, bagaimana cara kita sedikit tahu ya, untuk membawa mereka ke dalam sana. Misalnya memberikan sebuah video, search video, and then kemudian ada didukung juga dengan dress kita. Ini ya maksudnya untuk speaker, untuk kitanya, untuk para speaker, bagaimana kita bisa sangat kelihatan meyakinkan menyampaikan pidato kita. Kemudian perhatikan semua yang ada pada diri kita, sudah pantas, sudah nyaman, sudah percaya diri, udah oke. Kita harus persiapkan itu juga. Kemudian ada cara penyampaiannya. Ini juga tergantung emosional seseorang ya. Jangan sampai para audiensnya tertidur-tidur, tidak tersemangat, nggak keep going karena apa yang disampaikannya itu not interested, sometimes boring. Kemudian ini adalah 3 bagian utama dalam sebuah pidato. Ada introduction, body, and conclusion. Ada pembukaannya, ada isi, kemudian ada kesimpulan. Kemudian seperti menulis ya oke, menyampaikan juga begitu. Kadang-kadang ini pembukaannya dulu, pembukaannya udah benar, tapi kemudian isinya yang banyak yang lupa biasanya. Karena pembukaan dan closing and opening itu sometimes itu seiring sejalan, seia sekata ya. Karena seperti sudah terekam dalam in our brains, keep press on our minds begitu. Jadi sometimes sesuatu yang sudah tersimpan dengan rapi, sudah tersimpan dengan sudah lama, maksudnya sudah melekat di ingatan kita. Opening and closing itu seperti ini. Sometimes yang kita sering lupakan itu adalah isi, the point from the body of the speech itself. Oke, sampai sini. Kemudian ada 7 elemen dalam speech. Ada pembicara, ada pesan yang disampaikan, ada audien pastinya, ada channel ini bisa juga dalam bentuk ya, sekarang kan ada YouTube gitu ya. Ya, kemudian ada feedback di situ, kemudian ada noise gitu ya, ada place or situation, ada keramaian, ada juga tempat dan situasinya seperti apa. Baik, mungkin sampai sini saja. Oh ya, and then ada lagi yang terakhir, make good speech. Membuatnya konsisten, buatlah dengan jelas, hindari kata-kata bias, kemudian tetap relevan dan menarik audiens. Terima kasih ya. Kalau ada pertanyaan kita bisa diskusikan di WhatsApp group. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.